Shalom, shalom. All honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers at Great Millstone for teaching me this 100% truth about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the true reason why he's coming back, which is to save the elect remnant of the house of Israel from the enemies and those that hate him, and to take over the earth and universe, which was given to him by the mighty Yahweh himself, the Ancient of Days. Wherein our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, will establish righteousness throughout the whole earth and universe, forever under the kingdom of the heaven of the Israelites. Shalom, Akim and Akwaf. We one day closer to the kingdom. The book of Revelation, 22:7. This is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach speaking. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. Now, I'm starting off in Revelation. Now, let's see. Hopefully, this will be edifying, Israel. Let's see how it reads in the NLT. Revelation 2:7. Look, I am coming soon. Blessed are those who obey the words of prophecy written in this book. Prophecy, am I right? To mean to say before. Say before it happens. Let's see if we can get what the definition of it is. Salaki Israel. Prophecy.
Strong's G 4394. Prophetia. Prophetia.
Prophetia. Prophecy. A discourse emanating from divine inspiration and declaring the purposes of the Most High Power, whether by reproving or admonishing the wicked, or comforting the afflicted, or revealing things hidden, especially by foretelling future events. Used in the New Testament of the utterance of Old Testament prophets, right? Of the prediction of events relating to Hamashiach's kingdom and its speedy triumph, together with the consolations and admonitions pertaining to it, the spirit of prophecy, the divine mind to which the prophetic faculty is due, of the endowment and speech of the Christian teachers called prophets, meaning the Israelite teachers, right? Because they, meaning the Israelites, were called Christian first, were at Antioch. By who? They hate us. The gifts and utterances of these prophets, ESP, especially of the predictions of the works of which, set apart to teach the gospel, will accomplish for the kingdom of Hamashiach, right? So we see what this is about foretelling future events, right? So when you go to the book of Obadiah, Salaki, you go to the book of Obadiah, and where it says, see the title, Edom will be humble. And if we don't know, Edom is the biblical name, biblical term, the name that's used in the Holy Scriptures for who? The modern day so-called white man. So you might as well say Obadiah, Edom will be humble, the white man will be humble, right? The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh the Most High Power concerning Edom. We all know who Esau Edom is now. It's been established for shit since the 60s, since it came back out, since we have been woken up. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen, meaning the other nations. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Here go the point. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And in the house of Esau Edom, they have a head house. The house of Amalek, who in modern day terms goes by the name of Jewish, the made up ish. That's why they say they like. The ones who you can't say nothing about because they rule the earth. And it's becoming evident But now, guess what? The other heathen, they starting to feel some type of way about these boys, right? Been bringing it out in lessons. Jeremiah 49. Look. Shit. Look at that. Hold up. Let's go back to the top. Prophecy against Ammon. That's the so-called modern-day Japanese people, right? The Lord got something coming for their ass, too, for what they did to us over the history of time, right? Prophecy against Edom. There it is again. So we can eliminate that replacement theology, because guess who the Lord hates? Esau, Edom. Why does he hate them? That ain't for us to know. That's how he made things, right? He is in control. He is the creator. He created them to hate them. That's on them. Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? That's another house in the house of Esau, Edom. But right now we're talking about these Amalekites, which is leading to the rest of the world not liking the rest of you Edomites, especially the ones that's over here in Babylon the Great. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Let's drop down to 20. Right, hold on, Shalaki. Wait a minute. There it is, Shalaki. 15. Jeremiah 49 and 15. Right, for this lesson and for this news clip we're going to play. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy turbulence have deceived thee and the pride of thine heart. Because these boys, the Amalekites, they full of pride. Because they got the power seat right now. And they controlling all the money. So I guess, of course, they going to control the narrative. Why you think they, the prime minister of the unrecognized state of Israel said they need to get some more algorithms to control the social media platform about the information that's getting out on them? Thy turbulence have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, right? Because they the ones controlling all the world governments, especially over here in America. They bought out. Hey, and these low-level Edomites, they realizing that they've been sold out. You all serve who? The Amalekites. And they serve who? Satan. All y'all do. The whole house of Esau, Edom. There's not one of them that's upright. Right? O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh. And we're going to see how these so-called African-American Christians feel about how the world feel about the ones who they think are the children of the Most High Power, the children of God, who the ones that's claiming to be the children of Israel, right? Everybody else around the world finna some type of way. We finna find out. Let's see what they gonna do. Let's see what the Christian apologists got up for this one. Let's go to this. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So fair use is in effect. This is for educational purposes only. Let's go back. The prophecies of this book. Read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter 2. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. How would the Lord be able to do that? Right? It is the Lord that controls the thoughts of all of us, whether it be from the right-hand side or the left-hand side. You're going to do the will of the Most High Power. There's no such thing as free will. Right? All of us are facing judgment on this earth. Now, the actions by the Israelis over these past 2 years with the situation they got going on, now they just threatened, oh yeah. The prime minister, not a Jew, he made threats to the Australian government, I believe. and Macron up in France. Their house is truly divided, right? But guess how the rest of the world starting to feel about who? The ones you can't say nothing about. Now I wonder what they're gonna do with this. You can't control the narrative forever. The Lord is exposing everybody. The truth is coming out. What is that? Second Ezra, the 6th chapter? Let's see. Let's get it right quick before we play this. Second Ezra 6. Second Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. And these lies falling apart for these boys. As for faith, it shall flourish. That's in the hopeful elect. Corruption shall be overcome. That's coming. And the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Salaki for that Israel. Let me read that again. Second Ezra 6, I started at 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. We all been lied to. This whole system is a lie. Even these low-level Edomites finding that out. As for faith, it shall flourish. Faith coming from who? The hopeful elect. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth. Them 48 fakers, man. Y'all time is running thin with the rest of the world. The prophecy, I just read it. Jeremiah 49:15. Which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Shalaki. Let's read it again. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. How is that happening? People are looking at their actions, right? You can no longer suppress and control things, the narrative, because you control all the media outlets. It's independence out here now. These smartphones and the internet, like they say should have never came up with the internet. Too much information getting out on y'all. Now check this out. You ain't finna see this on CNN and Fox, right? Let's see what's going on worldwide and see how they feel. I know you Christians gonna be upset, but let's see how they feel about how the rest of the world feel about.
Did you know that this small piece of garlic can clear up blurry vision and regenerate the cells in your eyes without any risky procedures? I know it sounds strange.
Well, Israelis are shocked. The world hates them. There's been a series of incidents that have happened all around the world when Israelis travel. They are often not greeted warmly or they're often...
Fair use is in full effect. You know, you can't, I'm surprised this lady's still on, she still got a podcast. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Run out of the place. Some of the incidences that are being reported are actually really awful. They're being attacked, but we don't really know all the circumstances of the attacks. I don't think Israelis are just being flat out attacked violently, but maybe squabbles happens, when people get screamed at in the face and suddenly they react, and then reactions lead to other reactions and whatnot. And so some of the stories that have gone on in the Netherlands, 2 Israeli visitors were violently attacked at a water park. The attackers threw stones and physically assaulted the family, with one victim losing consciousness. Police arrested the people, but quickly released some of the attackers, fueling fear among the Israelis there. That is one of the stories that we're getting. These actually are coming from, let me show you who this is coming from, Shael Ben Ephraim. We've had him on the show many times, and we're going to get him back on the show here soon because Shael has had a major transformation. He was the liberal Zionist. He first came on the show as a liberal Zionist. He's Israeli-American dual citizen. And when he first appeared on the show, he justified Israel's war. He justified Zionism. Then the next time he came on...
Shalakia, this the Kim Iverson show. She come up with some nice information. Subscribe to her.
On the show, he was like, okay, I'm still a Zionist, but Israel is committing some war crimes, and it's not good. And then the last time he came on the show, he says, yeah, Israel's committing a genocide, not just war crimes, it's bad. And now Shael is at the point where he says, I'm not even a Zionist anymore, it's a cult. And I got sucked into the cult, and I'm out of the cult. So he's been fascinating to watch in an evolution, and he's taken a lot of heat and a lot of hate. But he is, you just got to commend the guy. He's one of the good guys for, coming out. It's very hard to come out of a certain mindset. And, we saw this happen with a lot of people during COVID, for example. They started off brainwashed, and then they kind of got out of it and woke up. And Shael's been one of those people when it comes to Israel and Zionism and the genocide and whatnot. But so he put together this post kind of rounding up all of the incidences that have been recently reported on. And they're usually in the Times of Israel, and they're saying, oh, these Israelis, they frame it like Israel, innocent Israelis were just minding their own business, and then somebody came and threw rocks at them. And, anti-Semitism is just on the rise, and this is what's going on. And I think these stories are actually going to be used by Netanyahu to justify the censorship on social media, to say, look, all of these lies about Jews and Israel is causing all of these people to harm Jews around the world. And so we have to, for the safety of Jews, we have to actually put a stop to, all of these lies and therefore censor social media. That's what I think these stories are actually for, because these stories are clearly not being reported on accurately. And this first one in the Netherlands saying that the police arrested them, but then quickly released them. And then, oh no, according to the Jerusalem Post, now there's fear among Israelis there that the Netherlands, the Dutch aren't going to do anything about it. That's bullshit. It's a lie. Clearly they arrested them and let them go because there were other circumstances. There were other things that were taken into consideration. And then that's why they were let go. In France, a resort manager was arrested after denying entry to 150 Israeli children at a holiday village. That did happen. There are definitely Israelis that, it's not a fight, it's not a brawl, there's no antagonizing, but they show up and people look at them and they're like, you're a bunch of Zionist Israelis and you're clearly pro-Zionist. You're proud of what your country's doing. You're not welcome here. And this is going on all around the world, where Israelis and IDF and people that are proud of Israel and Zionism, they're being run out of restaurants, they're being run out of water parks, they're being run out of hotels, they're being run out because people are not in support. And when you think, now you might think, well, that's wrong, they shouldn't be doing that, but should they or should they not? I mean, when we look back at Nazi time and we say, what would I have done to the Nazis? If a Nazi showed up at my business, what would I do? Would I serve him or would I not serve the Nazi? I mean, ask yourself that question. If you owned a restaurant and a Nazi showed up, would you serve the Nazi? Or would you say, you're not welcome in my business? I think that we've all been trained by society to say we would not serve the Nazi. So it shouldn't be so shocking to the Israelis that suddenly people are saying, we won't serve you. We're just not going to serve you. You're a pro-Zionist Israeli. We're not serving you. And I think, when we look back on this time, that might actually be the moral and the correct stance. So, even though on the surface I'm like, oh, that's, should they really be denying entry of 150 Israeli kids, in the holiday village? Like, should they really be doing that? But then
to support and protect the U.S. Postal.
But the children, I mean, what we've been seeing even in Israel is that they're, watching we know from the stats that the vast majority of Israelis, unfortunately, don't care about Palestinian suffering at all. And, this is unfortunately the consequence of that. In Vienna, pro-Palestinian protesters stormed the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation building to protest Israeli war coverage showing political unrest linked to the conflict. Greek authorities faced protests after allowing Israeli civilian airplanes some shelter. Across Europe, more than 500 arrests occurred during pro-Palestinian protests over the weekend in the UK and other countries, some involving violent clashes with police. Israeli defense companies were excluded from a Dutch defense fair due to concerns about social unrest linked to the war in Gaza. And Shael says, the spontaneous backlash to the genocide is starting to really ramp up. And then he says, F off and find out, FAFO, which is F off and find out, as Israel supporters like to say about Gaza, he says. So F around and find out. I want to show you some of these clips of stuff that's also been going on. So here's another No Israel here at this restaurant in Thailand. Here is...
Question for my TikTok, buddy.
Okay.
No, buddy.
So this is in Los Angeles. And this guy's pretty aggressive, but he goes after this group of Israelis.
Need a quick question, buddy. What's your stance on Israel, buddy? What's your stance on Israel?
Israel is the best country.
Fuck Israel.
No.
Fuck everything about Israel, buddy. Free Palestine, buddy. Look how I smelled you. I smelled a rat. I smelled IDF Israelis. You could smell them. They smell like shit. They smell like baby killers. Look at them. Look at the baby killers. With these baby killers. You touch my phone, I'm gonna hit you, bro. You touch my phone, I'm gonna hit you. Any sense in my body, buddy.
To be my friend.
No, I'm not your friend. here, you Zionist bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking Zionist. Let's fight, buddy. You want to fight or what? You want to fight or what? I fucking can't stand Israelis. See how I smelled your ass, bro? From far away. I smelled you, bro. I smelled you. You smell like a baby killer, you especially.
No.
You smell like a baby killer, Israeli. Where were you born, buddy?
Peace.
Fuck you.
Peace.
Peace killing babies?
No.
What's the peace, buddy? What's the peace? Where's the peace, buddy? Yeah, get out of here. Get out of Los Angeles. Israelis are not welcome.
Okay. That one was a bit aggressive, but here's another one for you. This is in Hong Kong.
If you're a Zionist who support the killing and the starvation of children, no, get the fuck out of Hong Kong.
Can you tell about your experience with Israeli tourists?
They pushed me to the ground, they spit at me, they pulled my flag from the flagpole. They did all kinds of disgusting things. I wish Hong Kong government really look at who's coming in. If they had killed people, if they are a member of the IDF, really, as a citizen, I don't want them to be here. Because they actually attack me all the time. They choose to swallow all their government propaganda, and they don't even blink an eye, and I have no sympathy for them, honestly.
What's on the map? What are you fighting for?
76 years of establishment. Palestine
Now, this is in Japan.
doesn't exist.
It never will and it never has.
Israel is a fake state.
So why are you waving the flag?
So, and this is also an image of this one. Let me just grab. This is Greece. There was a boat of Israelis that were coming in for a vacation, and Greek residents got together and greeted the boat in this way. So Israelis are shocked to discover they are hated all around the world when they travel. It's and many Israelis who are not in support, I've seen them on social media say, what do? You know, I want to travel. I don't support this. You know, a lot of them have been fierce advocates against what Israel's doing and against Zionism and for one state even. And they're saying that they feel like they need to lie when they travel. And it's probably true. They probably should lie, or they should at least say, you know, and Americans, we feel the same way when we travel. You know, I question, should I say I'm an American? Should I say I'm Canadian? I mean, I don't know. Would they even really recognize the accent? You know, I had a question.
That's all we need from that. So as we see, the prophecies of the book coming true. Let's end on that, Israel. All we got to do is speak the prophecies of this book. And guess what? Guess who in trouble? Worldwide. Jeremiah 49:15, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. It's going to increase. Eventually, it's going to reach over here. They ain't going to be able to defend they sponsor no more. We one day close to the kingdom. Shalom.